Hey guys, how we doing? It's Jim. Uh, well, I've been tagged. I've been tagged by Rick Scott, and I don't know how the whole thing got started, but I think it's a great idea to find other YouTubers' interest in hobbies besides model building, and I think it's a great idea. So yeah, I've been tagged. And I have more than just a few hobbies. I've had quite a few, but the latest hobby that I've had, I I just stopped the hobby recently. I would say about 4 or 5 months ago. I was big into model trains, in scale. That's what I did mostly, was the in scale model trains, that is. And I had a huge layout I worked on for at least 10 to 11 years. I put together, worked on, made the trees, had a river, did all the buildings out of balsa. They were all wood kits and such, all the switching, the wiring. And I would say it was probably about 85% done. It wasn't completely finished. Made my own trees. It pertained a little bit to model building as well, because it was a lot of building and painting and such. So that I just recently, like I said, about 4 or 5 months ago, I sold it to a gentleman in West Palm Beach area. He is a plastic surgeon, and I put it on eBay. I made a pretty good buck on it, even though it wasn't completely done. But the way I built it was flawless. I spent quite a number of hours making sure that the frame and everything was just right, and everything was plumbed and wired, and it was really an awesome layout. But I was just getting tired of it. It was in the garage for a number of years, and when you're in the garage here in Florida, it gets kind of hot to be out there working on it. And then sometimes, not all the time, but some winter months, it can get pretty chilly out there. And so towards the end, I just started losing interest in it, and I sold it, like I said. And the gentleman I sold it to was just over the top about having it, and he's been doing some work on it. And he's invited me to come over to his place to see how far he's gotten with it. I haven't had a chance to go over there and look, but that was one of my hobbies for years, was in-scale model railroads. I did HO before that, but it was just too big for a small area I had, so I went with the in-scale. Like I said, I did that for quite a long time, but it's time to move on to other interests now. The latest hobby interest I've been trying to get into is making custom knives. I don't make the actual blade itself. I buy the blade blanks, and then I put the wood handles on it, inlay and such. I've been trying to start working on some of that. And one of the things that I like to do is do a lot of inlay. This is a brass pin here, and these are called mosaic pins. They have different styles and designs and such. And we do some inlay up here, in the wood itself, different plastics and things. But that's one of the things I like to do, is trying to get into, is making knives. I've really been kind of interested in that. I just came recently from a place just outside of Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, in Sevierville. Name of the company is Smoky Mountain Knife Works. It is the largest knife store in the world. You could spend hours in that place. I tell you, everything from hatchets to switchblades to anything that cuts or you could chop with, it's in that store. If you ever get a chance and you get out there, you got to go see the place. It's just mind-dropping about all the stuff that they sell, all the manufacturers that they carry. Very, very interesting store. So I just throw that out there. If you're ever out that way, try to stop by there to Smoky Mountain Knife Works. But Yeah, I get the wood for these handles from another company called Wood Crafters. They sell a lot of exotic woods, like bleeding heart wood and zebra wood and rosewood and walnut, and that you can buy it in pieces or by the weight. And some of the stuff can get pretty expensive. You could also buy inlays from them, and plastic inlays and brass and such. But yeah, it's something I've been trying to get into lately is making knives. I got one. I'm getting ready to start another one here on the table here soon. So that's another hobby. Now another hobby that I've been doing for a number of years, which goes along with the knife building, is leather work. After I get done making these knives, I make the leather sheaths for the knives. I do a lot of stamping. I got tons of leather tools that I've collected over the years from Tandy Leather Company. That's something that started that. My dad helped me get involved in leather making, wallets, belts, moccasins. Oh gosh, you name it. I mean, make book covers, iPhone covers and such, and purses and stuff. It just goes on and on. It's just, there's so much you can do with leather, saddles, clothes, like vests and stuff, chaps. Done a lot of model work over the years for people and for myself as well. And that is a very fun hobby, but leather has now increased in price over the years. So leather material can get very expensive. So I've kind of like veered off from that a little bit, because the leather hides, as raw as they are, they come different types and thicknesses. They can get very pricey. So I've kind of laid off that hobby for a little bit for the time being. But once I get done making some of these knives, I will be back to making leather sheaths, which doesn't take a whole lot of material. But that's another hobby I had. And one of the hobbies I've had, I wouldn't say I've been doing it for a while, I've been kind of doing it on and off, is buying black powder kits and putting them together, such as this. I've had this one for a number of years. Need to take the brass off and polish it up. It's been sitting in the deerskin hide cover for quite a year. But this is a 50 caliber. I think this kit was made by Connecticut Valley Arms. This is a Hawkins rifle. It's a 50 caliber, like I said. And yeah, I'd buy this, and I had to stain it and all. And the brass and everything that comes on here is raw. It has flange on it. You have to polish it all out. It's a lot of work. Also, bluing the barrel. That's a lot of chemicals involved to get the barrel blued and get everything to fit just right. And the fun part is when you get it all done and built is to actually fire it for the first time. The weapon comes, I wouldn't say it's so much a weapon, but the gun does come alive. It's really fun that this thing from raw materials you've put together and actually fired, and it's really exciting. So, but that's another one of the hobbies I've had in the past. I haven't done much of that in a while, but I'd like to get back into that. I like to get a Tennessee long rifle or like a flintlock. I want to start doing a few of those, but that also consists of an expense that is more than models, but models can be expensive too. Tagging somebody else. Well, the only person that I can think of is to tag is Matthew Cunningham with Model Car Art. Matthew, you're up, pal. You're next on the tag issue. And I really honestly can't think of anybody else. It seems like a lot of people I know have already been tagged. But I hope that let you know about what I do or what I have interest in besides model building. And if you guys got any questions, let me know. But I hope it was interesting for you, as these hobbies are interesting me. And I hope you all are having a great week. And we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.